Brady, undefeated versus the Cowboys. I don't know how relevant that is, to be 100% honest with you. Dallas a 3-point favorite for the Monday night matchup. Brew, does Dallas deserve to be a 3-point favorite?
I think I'm on the record as saying Tampa Bay is going to win this game, right? So obviously I don't think they should be favored. I do get why Vegas might favor them. They've won 12 games. Tampa's won 8. Tampa didn't even have a winning record. I get all that, all right? But I am basing my prediction that Tampa will win off intuition, intangibles, instinct, gut.
You know what a lot of that sounds like?
Yeah, hocus
Pixie
pocus.
dust.
Yeah.
No, not a dream. I did not say a dream.
Okay.
But I can back it up and nickel like this because I'm guessing he's picking Tampa Bay. I can back it up on paper too.
Sure.
They beat Dallas 19-3 in the first game of the season. And Dallas, Dak played all but the last 6 minutes. And Dallas was, I would say, in a better frame of mind then than they are now. They came in thinking we're going to win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm sure they still think that, but they've got a lot of things, mental blocks to overcome. Dak just played a horrible game. Last year, the way the playoffs ended, not good for Dak. Brady just beat him 19-3 when Tampa's not even that good this season. So I think there's that. The weakness of Tampa Bay, they can't run the ball. Well, it might not be a weakness against Dallas because they can't really stop the run. They ran for 150 yards against Dallas in the opening week, and obviously I'm taking Tom Brady over Dak Prescott in a big game. So, Nick, I mean, I feel very comfortable saying Tampa Bay should win, but I do get why they might favor Dallas.
Well, listen, Dallas has to be the favorites, even though much like you, I'm leaning towards picking Tampa in this game. I think this line was going to be 6 if Dallas didn't look the way they did against Washington. I think that the Cowboys seemingly having their worst performance at the worst possible moment actually made this line as short as it is. And here's my level of concerns or my different concerns for Dallas. I want to show you guys something that I think could bite them come the playoff game against Tom Brady. So can we put up a handful of quarterbacks?
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
these, what? What? Oh, the crown?
No comment.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay. What do those 7 quarterbacks have in common? Those
They're really
are the last,
not that good.
Correct, except for Trevor. Those are the last 7. Now we can reveal it, please. That's all of the quarterbacks this Dallas team has faced since Thanksgiving. Now, Trevor's excellent, but they scored 40 points in that game.
Right.
So the Cowboys' defense, which statistically has been backsliding without playing the best quarterbacks in football. And I think we saw this last year with Philadelphia when they were going into the playoffs. I think one of the most important things when you're determining how real of a threat a team is when you start looking at, okay, when they played the other best teams in football, did they play the other best teams in football? Was their defense tested by the best quarterbacks? And then I'm going to say something here before I give it back to you that I don't think's ever been said on television. Jason Garrett made a great point Sunday night. And that he pointed out this grass versus turf discrepancy for the Cowboys. And it's jarring on both sides of the ball, Wilds. They're 11-1 playing on artificial surface, scoring almost 30 points a game, allowing fewer than 18. On grass, their own scoring goes down a touchdown, and they allow 10 more points per game. And so his point was they're a team that pass rush is built on speed, that offense is built on timing, and on grass it gets disrupted a bit. Well, Tampa's a grass field. If they get past them, Philly's a grass field, and San Francisco's a grass field. Those things, plus the fact that Tom Brady is in a different caliber of quarterback than all those guys we've just shown, except for, of course, the Prince, if you're a Cowboys fan, I think should be greatly concerning for you.
Go ahead, bro.
All of those are reasons why I wrote him off 2 months ago.
Okay.
All of that. You must have been looking in my notes.
The grass and the turf thing you had
He snuck into my room on the
He
fourth
definitely
level.
didn't have the grass and the turf thing. And 2 months ago, they hadn't played these quarterbacks yet.
Here, this is true, though. Those were great points. They're 4-4 on the road, too. All right, they're great at home, 4-4 in a row. And Wilds, their vaunted run game. I love Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
but Tony hadn't been the Tiger lately. All right, they've averaged 3.2 yards. 3.2 yards. That just came out. 3.2 yards a carry over their last 4 games.
Sure.
Over 17 games, that would be worse than the league.
Yeah.
Worse than who?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
it would be worse than
Tampa
Tampa Bay. But I'm saying they are not running the ball well lately.
Okay.
Dallas, and if they're not running the ball, that means they put it on Dak, and that means a few interceptions.
Yeah, that's what's happening to Tom Brady. The Bucs have the worst run defense in the league. It's the worst in 3 years.
Worst run defense or offense?
Sorry, worst run offense. Okay. Worst run offense in the league. They average 77 yards a game. I showed this in a banner yesterday that Dak in these 12 starts score more points than Tom Brady. Very simply, Cowboys score, the Bucs are a bore. I worked a long time on.
I liked his. He's not a Tiger.
Was off your cuff.
Exactly
off the top of the dome.
Yeah,
mine was a written. Mine was a written. Cowboys score, Bucs are a bore.
I'm freestyling up here.
No, here's the other thing. This was Tom Brady set this record.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know if that record's a good thing. Most completions and most pass attempts.
Yeah, and I think he broke his own record in one of those categories that he set last year.
I don't think that's a good record to break.
So this is why I agree with you guys in the biggest picture possible that the Bucs winning 4 straight playoff games, even with the Tom Brady pixie dust and the referee breaks and everything we know is going to happen, that it is very hard to foresee. However, I think that we have seen countless examples of teams not being able to run the football and still being able to win singular playoff games at home against a team that, for the Cowboys, it is so concerning to me that against Sam Howell, forget what Dak did. Honestly, set that aside for a moment. The Cowboys were 7.5-point favorites in that game. Yeah. And I wasn't even certain Dak was going to play the whole game because I thought if Philly's up 21 at halftime, they might. And I was like, but this Cowboys defense is going to terrorize this kid, this 5th-round rookie that had not played a single NFL snap prior to this weekend's game. And he looked totally comfortable. I'm not acting like Sam Howell dealed. Washington scored the 26 and 7 was on pick 6. I understand that. But that is concerning to me that the Cowboys, for the first 8 weeks of the season, Micah Parsons is Lawrence Taylor, Dan Quinn's a future head coach. They have the best defense in the league. And I don't know that I believe they have the best defense in this game. So if the Bucs have the better defense, we know they have the quarterback you believe in more. A lot of things point to the Bucs, and they're at home.
Except they can't score.
Okay, well, they've scored enough.
Wilds is obviously going with the Cowboys.
No, he's going with the Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys. They scored fewer points than the Bears.
It's a Patriots.
We're the worst team in the league. I'm just the mayor of fair. Rumor mill around Mike McCarthy's job security been churning, especially after this bad loss to the Commanders. Jerry Jones gave McCarthy a vote of confidence today.
Oh, that's good.
Kinda.
Well, let's put this story to bed.
Could anything happen in this playoff game Monday that could put Mike McCarthy's job status in question for next year?
No. I don't even want to. No. That's it. I don't need to go into all the pluses or minuses, but we're not seeing any. We're not basing. I've got a lot more to evaluate Mike McCarthy on than this playoff game.
Shout out to Sean Sharif and RJ Choppy for getting us that sound. They do a good job with those Jerry Jones interviews every week. But one of the things is when he has a lot more to evaluate him on, there's a lot of things in the cons bucket as long as the pros bucket. Right. And I would And we have a lot of, if you remember last season, end of half, end of game, head-scratching errors. And in the playoff game, penalties and a bizarre quarterback's draw call, we end up losing to the Niners. This year, we have a chance to go into the playoffs, if not winning the division, certainly feeling great about where we're at. And we fall totally flat in Week 18, have the worst performance of any team in the league in Week 18, except for the Texans, who won and screwed up everything for them. Set that aside. That was yesterday's debate. And then if they lose to a Bucs team that is not a great Bucs team, I do think that Jerry will at least quietly call our colleague Sean Payton and say, would you be interested? And I think anyone acting like that Jerry wouldn't potentially reverse course. I know he was intensely loyal with Jason Garrett, but I think Mike McCarthy has found a way to put himself at least on the warm seat going into this game.
I do think, and you mentioned Garrett, I think McCarthy has what